Ohio State at Washington is just great. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 local kick. It's the CBS game. Man, so Brad and Gary and Jenny Dell in Lincoln, Nebraska last week, all the way up to Seattle this week. Whew, some travel. I happen to know some of them live in South Florida, so that's some travel. Ohio State hitting the West Coast. A venue most of those fans have not been to. They went out to Oregon last year. That was a great scene. I am telling you, if you're on the fence, buy the tickets. I'll give you a discount later in the show, actually. Buy the tickets. Go to the game. Go see this. Get there as early as you can. If you got upper deck tickets, by the way, get in there the moment they open those gates. Get up to your seat as quick as you can before the place is filled up and experience what I experienced 2 years ago when I went to the Oregon game. And that is watching the silence, the serenity over the water there. Now, the sun's already up by this point. I got in there to watch the sunrise. It's just amazing. Place is like a screensaver. It's really amazing. Ohio State is 6-0 off a bye week under Ryan Day. But Georgia, notably, has the longest home win streak in the country. Who do you think is number 2? It is Washington. So, not the easiest place to go play, contrary to the belief of people mainly who haven't been there. This is a big test for each of these offensive lines, you know. Number 1 and number 6 in pressure rate without blitzing, according to True Media. Those are the two defenses that we're talking about here. So they've gotten home. They hadn't had to bring extra pressure to do it. Washington, the other thing I'm excited to see here, they are known to man up on these receivers about as much as any team in FBS. And I'm looking at that and thinking, surely that changes against Ohio State, right? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. That's a bold strategy, bolder than anything you see in dodgeball. If you just look at Jeremiah Smith and Brandon Ennis and Carnell Tate and all these guys and say, you know, I like our corners one-on-one against you guys. Well, that's what they make popcorn for. Damon Williams is one of my favorite players. Most of you haven't watched him play a lot. He's a starting quarterback at Washington. This is sort of the game I've circled. Not as his coming out party. It's really hard to do that against Ohio State. Could happen. Hard to do that against Ohio State. I just know this is the moment most of America will really be watching him for the first time. And I wonder, is it mostly his arm or is it the full arsenal? Because he runs the ball fairly effectively, but I don't know, Ohio State just looks too good to run the ball on. It looks too good for a quarterback run to be an integral part of what you do, at least from a planned play call standpoint. So if we are to believe that Ohio State will limit what he does with his legs, it's tough. He is a surefire weapon with him. But if they can limit it, he is a 73% passer. He is a 6 touchdowns, no interception guy so far. They just haven't played anybody. Many teams haven't played anybody. But you know what? What if you're legit and you haven't played anyone? You're still legit. It's just people don't know it yet because you haven't played anyone. I lean towards that. But I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in Damon Williams. Washington, number 1 in FBS in third down conversions right now. So you want a padlock stat, look at Damon Williams on the ground. That's one. And then I think the second more important is Washington offense, third down conversion rate. What's it looking like? Because, Ohio State turns a lot of people's stat profile on its ear. We'll see if they do that. Remember, look, just a few weeks ago, there were so many questions about this Ohio State defense. And then they shut Texas down. And everyone thought the questions were answered. But then people kept watching Texas saying, gross. And you haven't watched Ohio State again since then because they haven't really played anybody. Hey, really quick timeout. We'll get right back to the video. Do me one favor. Make sure you're subscribed. It helps us keep the show free. It helps us keep the lights on. It helps us keep doing college football year-round. And we appreciate it. All right, back to the video. So who knows if there may not be some kind of weakness or some kind of flaw or some kind of crack exposed by a really good coaching staff up there at Washington and a really good quarterback at Washington. I think they need a turnover here. I think Washington probably needs to be plus in the turnover battle and a reason to believe. So that's something that probably happens early in the game. I don't care if it's special teams or a turnover. Or Damon Williams just finds a crease for 73 yards and a score. Something needs to happen early. If it does, then it's game on. And if it does, then My friends there from Columbus traveling up to the great Pacific Northwest get to experience one of the underrated venues in American sports at full throat. And it's nothing to be trifled with, as Meemaw would say. It's still early enough. One thing I want to keep saying about these big games, it's still early enough in the season where there are unknowns about these contending teams that will be exposed. Now, they could be revealed, so that's a positive, or they could be exposed. So I'm saying this about anybody. Oregon, it could happen. Penn State, it could happen. Ohio State, it could happen. And the way it would happen is you just face a different kind of player, a different collection of talent, a different scheme, etc., than you've seen so far. And it just so happens those guys are the ones built to expose you. Here's the problem. That could just as easily, if not more easily, happen to Washington. They're sitting there 3-0 as well, So no one's beaten them. No one's come close to them. Now they face Ohio State. So there could be cracks all in your dam as well. And it's just that here comes the water pressure for the first time. Let's take a look at what the model thinks. We got Ohio State minus 8.5 at FanDuel right now. And that number dropped a little bit earlier this week, and it came down right to where the model already is. We got Ohio State minus 8.5 as well. I think I'm going to split the difference here. I think Ohio State will go win this game. I think it's going to be very competitive. An upset would mildly surprise but not shock me at all. I will take Washington plus the points. Anything above 8, we're getting it right now. I'll take Washington plus 8.5. They cannot match Ohio State man for man. Most teams can't. But I think there's some unique, dynamic athletes Washington has, namely at the quarterback position. That along with home field and an inexperienced Ohio State team really experiencing that kind of environment for the first time this year, I think something crazy could happen. At the very least, I think the home team could cover there. So give me Washington plus the points. I do like Ohio State outright, though. Appreciate all you guys being tuned in live. I know you got a lot to do. Did you hear the train horn outside? Yes, that was not a sound effect that Bradley played. I know a lot of you have stuff to do on a Tuesday night in the fall. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do want to tell you, first off, I plead with you to subscribe. We're on track to hit 500K subs before the end of the year. The question becomes twofold. Number one, when will it happen? Number two, how do we celebrate? I'm open to taking suggestions. How do we celebrate? And I don't want to count our chickens, but it's simple math. So it's probably going to happen unless I suspend myself. It's probably going to happen. Get us there. Word of mouth works phenomenally. I get DMs every day from you guys showing me the proof that you have gotten your mom to subscribe or your cousin Charles to subscribe. Welcome, Mom. Welcome, Charles. Welcome all.